Good evening, and welcome. Tonight we delve into a chapter of human history both haunting and profoundly impactful, the transatlantic slave trade. It's a period often shrouded in euphemisms and minimized in its telling. But the truth demands a closer look. For over 400 years, millions of African men, women, and children were forcibly transported across the Atlantic, their lives traded as commodities. It was a system built on brutality, greed, and a breathtaking disregard for human life. The legacy of this dark period continues to shape our world today. Its echoes resonate in ongoing racial disparities, economic inequalities, and the very fabric of our societies. Join us as we explore the transatlantic slave trade, its lasting consequences, and why understanding this history is crucial to building a more just future. The numbers associated with the transatlantic slave trade are staggering. Historians estimate that between the 16th and 19th centuries, more than 12 million Africans were shipped to the Americas. Imagine for a moment the vastness of the Atlantic Ocean. Now picture millions upon millions of souls making that harrowing journey against their will, crammed into ships under unimaginable conditions. The journey itself, known as the Middle Passage, was horrific. Disease, starvation, and brutality were rampant. It's estimated that up to 2 million people died during the Middle Passage alone. But the impact of the slave trade extended far beyond the shores of the Americas. It fueled the economies of European empires, decimated African societies, and forever altered the demographic landscape of the New World. For generations, the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade were minimized, sanitized, or outright ignored in classrooms around the world. Textbooks often reduce this complex and brutal chapter to a few paragraphs focusing on dates and figures, rather than the human cost. The stories of those who endured the Middle Passage, the families torn apart, the cultures and traditions systematically dismantled, these narratives were often absent. This silencing of history has had profound consequences. When we fail to acknowledge the full scope of the slave trade, we fail to understand its lasting impact on our world. We perpetuate a system where the voices and experiences of marginalized communities are silenced and where the roots of present-day inequalities remain unexamined. The legacy of the transatlantic slave trade is not confined to the past. It continues to shape our societies in profound ways. The economic disparities, systemic racism, and social injustices we see today are directly linked to this history. In the Americas, the descendants of enslaved Africans still grapple with the consequences of centuries of exploitation and discrimination. The fight for equality and justice continues, a testament to the enduring legacy of this dark chapter. By confronting this history head-on, by listening to the stories of those impacted, and by working to dismantle the systems of oppression that persist, we can begin to heal the wounds of the past and build a more just and equitable future.